Hi, I'm Kirk Biglione, and I'd like to talk to you about this thing called Twitter. It's that online service where you tell the world what you're doing in 140 characters or less. I think you know what I'm talking about because if you're like me, you've been overwhelmed by all of the recent Twitter hype. Twitter is everywhere, and there's no escaping it. Celebrities love Twitter, maybe a little too much. The biggest celebrity of all is Oprah, and she recently featured Twitter on her show. Here she is tweeting with her friends Larry King and Shaq. And of course, Ashton Kutcher tweets. Not only that, he famously challenged CNN to a race to 1 million followers. But really, who wants 1 million people following their every move? I guess Ashton does. And of course, Britney tweets. Enough said. But celebrities aren't the only ones who can't get enough of Twitter. The media is crazy about Twitter. These days, it seems like every newscast manages to work Twitter into at least one story. And Twitter is like catnip for tech bloggers. Let me show you what I mean. At first, the media was obsessed with the idea that Twitter would somehow kill Facebook. Then they began speculating that Facebook would save itself by buying Twitter. When that didn't happen, they moved on to the next logical option, Google buying Twitter. And when that didn't happen, they moved on to the next rumor, Apple would buy Twitter. And when that didn't happen, they just started making stuff up. Eventually, Twitter founders stepped in and stopped the madness by announcing that Twitter wasn't for sale. But if the past is any indication, the story isn't over. It's only a matter of time before the media cooks up more Twitter rumors. This media and celebrity obsession with Twitter is all well and good, even if it is kind of annoying. But if you're like most people, you're probably wondering why you should care about Twitter. What does Twitter mean for real people? If you're active online, you're probably already overwhelmed by the huge and growing world of social media. You probably have a blog that you can barely keep up with, accounts on social networks like Facebook and MySpace, and if you're really an overachiever, you may even have a podcast. And now Twitter? What next? How does Twitter fit in? What are you supposed to do with this thing that limits you to 140 characters? It seems like a mutant hybrid between blogging and chat. What good is it? I know what you're thinking because I've talked to a lot of regular people about Twitter. And when I say regular people, I mean people who don't spend all day online. People with jobs and families. They all have pretty much the same reaction to Twitter. Twitter is time-consuming. Between all of your online activities and your offline activities, you know, your real life, how are you going to find time for Twitter? Besides, why would you even want to find time for Twitter? It's so obvious that Twitter is stupid. If people who post cat pictures on their blogs aren't bad enough, Twitter is a place for people who post every mundane aspect of their lives as it happens. Like what they ate for lunch, or how much they had to drink. Drunken tweeting is becoming an epidemic. Who has time for that? And if that's not bad enough, Twitter is complicated. Twitter users seem to be speaking an entirely different language from the rest of us. What the heck is a hashtag? And who or what is the fail whale? The truth is, there are plenty of reasons why you might take a pass on Twitter. But what if Twitter wasn't really a contest to see who had the most followers? And what if Twitter wasn't just about what you ate for lunch? What if celebrities and the media aren't telling you the whole story about Twitter? What if everything you think you know about Twitter is wrong? What if you got invited to a cocktail party? Not just any cocktail party, but a party with hundreds of authors, agents, publishers, and reviewers. Would you say you didn't have the time? No. You would probably start thinking about what you were going to wear, and you would certainly start thinking about all of the interesting people you were going to meet, and what you would say to those interesting people once you met them. When used well, Twitter is like the best cocktail party you were ever invited to. Twitter is about interesting conversations and social interaction and networking. It doesn't matter who you are or what your profession is, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of interesting conversations taking place on Twitter right now. Like this one. This is Kat Meyer's Follow the Reader conversation. It's a weekly Twitter event for book lovers, booksellers, and publishing industry professionals. Whatever your interest, there are conversations waiting for you on Twitter right now. By now, you've probably figured out that all of the celebrity hype surrounding Twitter isn't the full story. In fact, there's a secret to Twitter that even the tweet-crazed media doesn't seem to know about. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. Twitter is not a popularity contest. This is probably contrary to everything you may think you know about social networking. But Twitter is not like MySpace, where the number of followers is an indication of status. In fact, who you follow is far more important than who follows you. It has a huge impact on your Twitter user experience and the value you find in Twitter. Conversations are the most important thing on Twitter, and quality is always more important than quantity. So, now that you know the truth about Twitter, you're probably wondering where to start. The good news is that Booksquare University has created TweetCamp, an online workshop designed to get you up to speed quickly. TweetCamp will walk you through the basics, help you avoid the most common mistakes, and have you tweeting like a pro in no time. It's time to start using Twitter the right way. Join the party and sign up for TweetCamp today. Visit booksquareuniversity.com.